Kingdom Hall.
Hi. I just have a quick question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Yeah.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to get some clarity on Armageddon.
Okay.
I was reading some of the original writings from the history, and it seems to me like in the Divine Plan of the Ages, that was Russell's first book, seems like he developed his whole system. He called it the Divine Plan because he felt like what traditional Christianity taught was unfair and wouldn't fit within the scope of his reasoning. So anyways, but he seemed to be saying that everybody who never heard of Jehovah will be resurrected and given like a second chance.
Yeah. So the scripture talks about a resurrection. Let me look it up here for you. Grab my phone.
So you agree with that still, that everybody gets a second chance, like if they don't become a Jehovah Witness?
So there's a scripture, John 5:29, where Jesus is talking about the resurrection, and he says, "Those who did good things will be resurrected to a resurrection of life, and those who practice vile things to a resurrection of judgment." So really what we hold onto is that there are going to be those who are resurrected who never had an opportunity to learn about Jehovah, but we really don't know who will and who won't be resurrected.
Okay, because it seems like it's kind of changed over time, is morphed over time, because now I've found in the literature the majority of people living today will be alive when Armageddon breaks out, and there's no resurrection hopes for those that are destroyed then. So then, in their case, it's not a matter of doing good or hearing about Jehovah. It's just the time. That's just kind of unlucky then.
Yeah, well, we really don't know. What we do know is that Jehovah is in control of that, and obviously we know that he loves people, and so he's not just going to destroy. You didn't have an opportunity to learn. He's not an evil God. He's a loving God. But,
well, you can say that you can say that you don't know, but I just read you what the teaching was from the publications. So don't say you don't know. It seems very different than what Russell taught.
And it may be. I've never read the Divine. I've never actually personally read Russell's writing.
Oh, it's so good, especially chapter 1. And check out his pyramidology chart in the beginning. You can pull it out, and he used that for his dates. And then later, the organization said it was demonic to do that.
So the discrepancy you're having is with Russell said that those who never had an opportunity to learn would be resurrected.
Yeah, his whole scheme was for a second chance. He was almost more like a universalist or theological liberal. There's many scriptures that talk about judgment, and it doesn't really explain what about people who never heard, and all that. It doesn't. You can't make up this whole system to make it fair. He actually admits that's what he's doing. He said it will be more palatable to skeptics. So,
I would have to do more research in order to talk. Yeah, I would have to do some more research in order to talk about that with you.
His books are fascinating. I'm surprised there's still a group that distributes his books and follows him.
Yeah, I've run into a couple Russellites over the years.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's probably not a whole lot of them. His books are so riddled with false predictions, it's hard to understand why they would distribute them.
Yeah, right, yeah. You want the light, the Bible tells us as the end draws closer that the light will get brighter and brighter, so our understanding of the scriptures come clearer and clearer and clearer. as we get closer to the end of it.
When you read that verse in its context, it's talking about the walk of a righteous person as opposed to a wicked person who tends to descend further into depravity and darkness. So that's not really about doctrine, especially if somebody makes the claim that they speak for Jehovah. How could they have ever spoken for Jehovah if then they later say the complete opposite? Was it from Jehovah in the first place? Do you see the kind of contradiction there?
Yeah. Through studying the scriptures, wrong predictions have been made, but they've been corrected over the years.
They weren't portraying themselves as just humble people studying the Bible. They used expressions like God's mouthpiece and prophet, and what is in the magazines is from Jehovah. They even said the editor of the Watchtower is Jehovah. So that doesn't really make any sense to say that. If you make inspiration claims like that, which they have, there's pages of them where they say that, and that's why you all must adhere to everything, and then everybody change as soon as they say something else, even on minor things or major things. Do you kind of see the inconsistency with that claim?
Yeah. I know, but things have changed over the years organizationally, and understanding has become better, and things that we once believed, we don't believe anymore, through study.
Yeah, and they taught it as in while they were saying at the same time that Jehovah is the editor of the Watchtower, they're Jehovah's mouthpiece, this and that. You have to accept everything they say. They're the slave, this and that. So that doesn't really, you can keep saying that, but I think they kind of use a word game, like a mind game, to like refinements and things. But, some things have gone back and forth several times, and some of the dictates actually really hurt people a lot, even to death, that they have now changed. So it's not really to be trivialized as going around saying, like even in 1969, they said, don't worry about your career if you're a young person because you'll never grow up to fulfill any career, because they were predicting 1975.
Yeah.
It was devastating. These people are in a bad way now because they didn't plan, Yeah. No, I could see if that's, you only held on to that one teaching. But fortunately, we have the whole scriptures, and we view that as our ultimate authority. And so where the doctrine or teachings deviate from that, try to be corrected as much, because the Bible is the ultimate authority, and that's what we try to adhere our lives by. My impression is that Jehovah's Witnesses, especially now, they seem to take the Watchtower as the main authority, and the publications just have like little references, like cherry-picking verses. They don't really tend to go through long passages or develop any consistent theology or hermeneutic. So it's just very, it's possible to do that with Scripture, to take one and then join another unrelated Scripture with it to make this chain of Scriptures to prove something no one has ever believed before. The Church Fathers call that novel teachings.
I gotcha. Well, yeah, and that's where each one has to decide. That's why we're all encouraged to study the scriptures personally, daily Bible reading, personal study of the Bible. And the scriptures tell us that we need to continue to make our minds over and make the truth real to ourselves through that deep study.
I think they just mean the truth, make the truth your own. Instead of, they actually teach, this is amazing, in light of what you're saying, that you can't come to the light by just reading the Bible on your own. You must be in touch with the channel. So how can you test them? You can't, because you can't really know except by their interpretations. Do you want the quote where they said that?
No, that's all right.
Oh, okay.
But if you would like, we have our JW.org online provision there for a home Bible study. And you feel free to fill that out if you'd like to continue a further discussion in depth. I'm sorry, I have to run.
Oh, okay.
Today.
Okay. Well, thanks for your help. Okay, God bless you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Bye.
you have a good day.
You too.
Jehovah's Witness. This is Luis.
Oh, hi. I'm surprised I got somebody, but yeah, I just had a question I was wondering if someone could help me with.
Sure.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah, what's the question?
Okay, well, I was just wondering why so many churches are like having meetings, but Jehovah's Witnesses aren't having meetings like right now, because they're allowed to.
Oh, I see. Well, we actually are having meetings. We're just not having them physically in our places of worship. We're trying to be extra cautious with the risks involved with COVID-19. But we are having meetings, and you are welcome to attend.
That's not what I meant. I meant physically, because most churches are having meetings now. They take out some of the chairs and things like that.
Right.
I'm surprised
that
you would be extra cautious because, there's so many articles in your literature about these intrepid Jehovah's Witnesses meeting under the ban physically and going through crocodile-infested waters to get to conventions and things like that. So they've always bragged about that, so it just seems so surprising.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a very good observation you made there. And I would love to actually chat about that a little bit more if you're interested. Right now, I am actually in a meeting, but if you don't mind, I can call you back and we can talk a little bit more about that.
Well, that's okay. I had one other quick question. Do you have another minute? Or do you have to go to your meeting?
Sure.
Okay. Well, it's just real quick. You know that it kind of relates to what I'm talking about. You know that when the elders get letters from the headquarters, you know that they're all published on the internet, right?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
There is all sorts of people who change things.
Oh no, it's not. I just wanted to know if this one was true. Could you confirm that this is true? Although they're not having physical meetings at the hall, the only thing they're allowed to do at the Kingdom Hall is have judicial committee meetings.
I cannot confirm.
You can't? It's July. Are you an elder?
I cannot elaborate anymore.
It's July 2nd, 2020.
Thank you for your time.
That's shocking, isn't it?
What's that?
That's shocking. It says here, the only activity allowed in the Kingdom Hall, it says this is the only activity that is allowed in the Kingdom Hall. Judicial hearings. I know they're really into that.
That's not something that I'm going to comment on. But thank you
really?
for your time, though. And like I said, if you are interested in more information, you're more than welcome to visit our site, jw.org.
Have too much misleading info, but God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.